Hello and welcome to my channel. I can't wait to show you this very simple block that you can make, and I'm using these beautiful batiks. I'm going to use this 6-inch circle and I'm going to sew it, and I'm going to cut this into 4 pieces. I'm going to start out by cutting my fabric at 6.5 inches. I need 6.5-inch squares. The batiks that I'm going to be using are going to be smaller than the white fabric that I did, so I'm going to be cutting this at 6 inches. The white was cut at 6.5, and you'll see how all of this goes together real soon. Now that I have them cut out, I am ready to begin and show you how I put this together. This is such a fun one to make. I can't wait to show you how easy it is. So I'm going to take this circle, I'm going to put it on the white. On the white fabric, you want to have the pretty sides together with the other sides facing out. So you want to make sure, and with this white fabric, it's really hard to tell which side is the right side. So I have the pretty sides going in. I'm going to put this on the fabric, and I'm going to draw a circle all the way around. I don't know if it's an everyday price at Amazon, but you can get quite a few of these for like $7.97. I will leave a link down below if you're interested or if you need them, but you can just spray them with water and the blue comes right off. They're so handy to have. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this line around, and I'm going to pin it and get ready to sew this line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right on the line with the sewing machine. I'm going to go ahead and pin this because I don't want it to move. I want both layers to stay together. And we'll head over to the sewing machine. Depending on how big you want your quilt to be, you're going to want to just chain piece them. And what I did here was I just made a whole bunch of them, took them over to the sewing machine and sewed them down. And that way you can just, it goes so much faster that way. And with each block measuring 6 inches, you can figure out about how much you need for whatever size quilt you are looking to make. I bought this mat. I had no idea how I would really use it, but it works perfect for this. I bought this at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. Sometimes you just need a little one, and this one just works great. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and cut this into 4 pieces. There's a couple other ways you can do this too. You could just cut the circle out, leaving 1/4 of an inch seam allowance all the way around, and then fold it to get the center. I decided to do it this way because I know I can get it even more accurate this way. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get all of them cut. You're just going to want to do that 1/4 of an inch all the way around it. If you did a big pile, you just want to get your whole pile ready. When I did do that though, I did make sure the 4 that I cut out stayed together and, just clipping them together. But I did want to just show this way too. This is actually how I had started doing these, by just cutting around, and it works really well. I think you're a little more accurate the other way, but it's not enough that is noticeable. And then all you have to do is just fold it, put a little crease in there, and then just cut on the crease. That's just another way to do it. It works really well also. And here's a third way where you just fold it like that right in the middle, and then take your rotary cutter and just cut it. I did kind of like doing it that way too. I feel like that's very accurate this way as well. Now that they are all cut, I'm going to take them over to the iron and get them ironed. And what we're going to do here is we're going to take each one, we're going to reverse it and push that seam out all the way. And it makes just the perfect circle. But if you want to get rid of this blue line, it's so easy. All you have to do is spray it with a little bit of water. But I'm just going to turn it just like that, and then you're just going to press it, and it goes down really well. It goes right where you need it to be. And then I just kind of press that down, put the iron on it, and you are set. But to show you how well this erases, I just thought I would spray it with some water, and you can see how that's gone. So it's just a fun way to do it, and try not to do that. Sometimes I spray a little too much water. Then I'm just going to go ahead and press this down. I like a nice crisp edge because that's going to work really well. This one I'm just trying to get dry because I did put a little extra water on that. And then you're going to want to turn that one in. All of them you're going to want to do the same way. Just put your finger in there and then run that seam out. And it just goes together so easy. These are so much fun to make. You don't have to spray these with water. When you wash the quilt, it will all come out, but I just thought for this video, I'd like to show it without the blue line showing through. And then once you get that done, it's time to move on to the next part where we're going to put the quilt block together. And now I'm going to take these batiks and get ready to put this together. I just absolutely love these. These are so pretty. This is really one of the first times of working with the batiks. I've had a couple other projects, but the more I use them, the more I really like them. The colors are just amazing. So I'm going to grab my white circle halves quarters, and I'm going to put them on the block. I'm going to line up the angles in the corners just like this, right there. Now when I sew this down, I am going to sew the circle part, the rounded part. You could sew the other part down as well if you wanted to. You just have to make a couple and decide how it best works for you. But look at this block. What a pretty block. I just love it. So you could anchor it down, but this is so much fun. And you just want to make as many that you're going to need for your quilt. You could do a whole bunch of these and get them ready for the sewing machine. And you could just take this over the sewing machine and just sew like this. Or you could pin them down first whichever way works best. I found just doing it like this is worked best. And then once you get that down, you're just going to want to line that up. Make sure that other white piece is next to the other one, just like that. And then just do all of your blocks just like this, all four sides. And that is all there is to making this block. You could change it up too and have batiks be on the outside of the square. So there's so much you could do with this block. I do just want to point out too, there's 3 layers here, so you can leave them there, but I decided I didn't want the blue to really show through. Not that it really does because you have 2 layers of white, but I'm just going to go ahead and trim off the blue all the way around. That seemed to work the best, that I thought looked the best, so just a personal preference. I felt like if I took a white one off too, it would show, so I didn't want to do that. And that's it. That's all I did to each block that I made for this quilt. So here I have quite a few of them done, and I apologize for my shoulder getting in the way. I need to remember that. I wanted to show you this one too because I had made a different colored one just to show the difference. But I'm just going to line these up, and you can see how once you put them together they make a circle. They make a whole nother pattern where it would be really fun if you had like the batiks in the circle there. I was just thinking about that later after I put it together. But I really like the way it looks too with the white. It just really makes the blues pop out. This was such a fun one to make. It came together so easy. At the end of this video, I'm going to leave 2 of my other videos if you'd like to click on them. And if you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll hit the like button and consider subscribing. And I'd like to thank you so much for watching.